good mood. No, stop. This mood you're in, you've been in a fabulous mood the past few weeks. I hate it. What's happening? Are you pregnant?
Mommy got laid off. Mommy's on the job market again.
No.
Yeah, her state grant got cut. So I think what you're witnessing is
the emancipation of Mariah.
What is it? It's not delusion, but it's like everything's, I suppose it's like maybe like a meth psychosis minus the meth. Maybe it's just psychosis.
I was going to say like a runner's high.
Yeah.
You know, you're exhausted. You're reaching the end.
Exhaustion.
Yeah. Senioritis even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're, the way that, do not ever, Jobs, if you're listening in the future, do not ever tell me I'm getting laid off in a month. I will
Well, really sweet, really kind. Everyone's been really generous to me. And they're like, it's not performance-based. It's just money. And your last day will be the 31st. And I'm getting a severance, and so it'll be fine. But it is just one of those things where you're like, meh.
Yeah, it is tough. I'm trying to think of a time when I've had one job where they said end of the month is your last, it winds down at the end of the month because the contract wasn't renewed. Mm-hmm. And because I'm pathologically incapable of not taking things personally, it's like, oh, they hate me. And
it is just personal. It is just like, right, it's not, but it is, because your money's affected, your life is affected. We live in a society where we need to have money to live. And it is personal, but it's also not.
Yeah,
I'll be fine.
It's both. It is just horrible. I remember I got laid off that one time and I just wished that I could have, all I could do was just stare angrily at each person until they looked away.
I'm trying to look at the positives. Like today I woke up and I'm like, man, the next couple months I just get to be.
Yeah.
Like I'm not making any money.
But you get to just lie in bed and slap slices of lunch meat on your bare chest.
That makes me sad. We need to move on from that.
No. With a little bit of mustard on the skin side.
No,
so good.
I don't like that.
So delicious.
No.
But you get to watch a lot of television. You get to watch a lot of documentaries.
I actually don't. I'm kind of anti.
Don't retreat from me like that.
I'm kind of. Well, I didn't like it. It didn't feel good. You poked my calf muscle hard, and it's already flexed, so there's not squish. No, I'm kind of anti-TV right now. I don't like being in my apartment.
Oh.
I think TV is something you should do with friends.
It's so sad.
No, I'm feeling a little more active.
A little funky, a little fresh, a little fun, a little flirty. Yeah, that's fine. Well, listen, I think you need to find a thing, a capital T thing.
A little new hobby.
And you need to dive in. Okay, you need to lock in, diva. That's what you need to do. Maybe drag. Maybe you should start doing drag.
Where am I going to get money? Oh, I know.
Yeah, your new drag name, Erica Work.
I actually love that.
Sequin pants from here on out.
Erica with a Y.
And otherwise, you can just go down the same, true crime documentaries, that old chestnut. Dive into that. Okay, kitten, there's a lot there.
You see what you did there? I see what you did there.
What did I do?
We're talking true crime.
We're talking true crimes. Isn't all crime true?
I will say, probably 3 or 4 months ago, I did go down a deep rabbit hole on true crime on this YouTube page called something law. It's like Above the Law. Oh. And so it's all these documentaries on true crime where they're entirely filmed with body cam footage.
Oh, and it's a narration, like a deep male voice that narrates. I think I've probably seen these. I got into it through JCS.
What is that?
Well, I forget what it is. JCS Psychology, something like that. Yeah. He just did sort of mostly interrogation room footage. But yeah, I'm familiar with the genre. And so tell me more. What's your case? What's your case?
So I watched a million of them, literally was up until 3 a.m. multiple nights in a row, just fixated because they're these hour-long stories of each different case. And I would say, I guess backing way up, I think I'm a little bit of a true crime girly in that I'm interested in law. I'm interested in criminal justice. And so I like the puzzle aspect of it.
Okay.
Seeing sequence of events, lawyers making cases, etc. As early as 10 years old, I would say, is when I became interested in it. And my serial killer, I think every true crime person has a serial killer, is Joseph Edward Duncan. Are you familiar with him?
Is he related to Mike Duncan?
He was a serial killer who killed a bunch of people, but his last killings happened in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. He went into this family's backyard, killed the parents, killed one of the children, and then kidnapped two.
Hate it.
So he ended up getting found because he brought in this girl who he kidnapped into like a Denny's. And so then the Denny's waitress, recognized him from the TV, recognized him from the flyers, called the police, and then sure enough, he got caught. Well, we came to find out that the other boy that he had kidnapped, he killed in front of her.
Oh, now I'm just sad.
It's a bummer case, but I only share all of this, and I don't obviously admire him. I don't respect him. I do think we're in a weird phase where people are too into true crime, where it's like we're glamorizing these horrible, horrible people. But the only reason I say he's my serial killer is because he's from Fargo.
I knew it was going to tie back.
He lived like a few blocks away from where I grew up while I was a child. And so I think that particular story has always stuck with me because this guy is a pedophile. He went after kids.
Yeah.
And like assaulted children. I know. I know.
This is a comedy podcast.
I know. Well, okay. But how fucked up is it that one, this kind of evil exists, but two, while he was in prison, he actually had girlfriends.
Oh, sure.
He had women writing letters to them.
So did Bundy. So did a lot of the...
What is with people doing that?
I mean, it's the dark side of celebrity worship. I mean, celebrity worship is already so dark. It's the pitch black, like...
When you said worship, I just kind of pictured like a Southern guy saying wash.
A washing, just a washing, a reputational washing. Yeah, it is the strangest thing. I fundamentally don't understand it. And I say this as somebody who's very fond of Azealia Banks. Okay, like...
I can dial that back. You got to keep something secret.
Listen, I say this in the spirit of being transparent and honest with our readers. I know that is a bad thing, especially right meow, but it's true. People are messy and complicated, and sometimes they serial kill. No, sometimes they love serial killers. I don't know. The only case that I seem to have retained any details from is the Chris Watts case.
Tell me about it.
Where he murdered his wife and two little daughters because he had some mistress or something. It was a classic family annihilation case, is what I read on Wikipedia. The documentary was all about, it featured the body cam footage of him being investigated at the scene at the house. Everybody was missing and like how strange he was acting and all that. And he was a conventionally good looking man. By most accounts, like he'd been fatter back when he was married, and then he'd lost a bunch of weight, got a mistress, the whole nine, annihilate the family. A horrific tragedy.
When did this happen?
Oof, I don't know. We had TV in color. That I think it was in the 2000s. I don't know, 2010 maybe, something like that. But he murdered his two daughters and wife. Horrific, utterly fucking awful, and. In prison, I'm to understand he has pen pals. He has a lot of dames writing him, being like, I don't think you're that bad. What are we doing? This man murdered two toddlers.
Yeah.
And his wife.
See, and my access to true crime, like, again, like, it's more about, like, the legality of it and watching it go from A to B and putting the story together. I think that there are some people who truly get off on, like, I can fix him.
Ryan Murphy, a lot of shows, prolific producer of stuff. Yeah, I'm on board with you. They're like, why are we making Zac Efron that man of all people? Like, what are we doing?
That year, and I can't remember if it was 2020, 2019, 2022, or whatever. That year, there was 4 or 5 different Bundy things going on.
Yeah.
Whether it was a documentary or a movie or a TV series.
I mean, it's become such a stock character now, the serial. I mean, I guess if I were to think back on like the sensationalized, because it is so sensational that one person kills all of these people. You think back to like back in the Jack the Ripper days.
Yeah.
Okay. That was such a nightmare because all of a sudden, I don't know. I actually don't know why it became such a media sensation other than it just, he kept getting away with it and he would send the letters. He would send the letters. He would write the press. And that was
a Zodiac killer too.
Oh yeah. Those were the days. Yeah. That was like, it as a genre, it holds very little interest for me, just because it's like this just gives me a case of the sads, and even like the puzzle, the putting together of the puzzle piece. I'm like, yeah, everybody's still dead at the end.
Yeah.
Now I just want ice cream. That's all. I don't understand. Because the big trope these days is that women love true crime. That like the big consumer of a true crime, anything is going to be dames of a certain age. And part of me suspects it's like because they're taking notes on how to not end up in the same situation themselves. Like they're doing research. This isn't just passive. Like, oh, isn't this fun? They're like, okay, if he does this, I need to get away. Okay. Like,
and that fact isn't even in their subconscious. I would say 80% of them know that that's why they're interested.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, can't ever accept a ride from a stranger without there being a lot of a paper trail or an Uber trail, whatever. I don't know. I think like there's like who honestly is watching true crimes and being like, oh, this guy's the man. Like this guy's amazing.
I worry that there are people. That's not how I watch it.
I mean, okay. So also, what do you consider true crime, and what do you just consider like a news item?
Go on.
Because for me, there are so many cases that, so many god awful things happen in this godforsaken country. I think of Kyle Rittenhouse for some reason, that great big fat waste of space. And he's only gotten so much fatter since he was in the news. I wish we'd see a lot less of him, Or George Zimmerman, another horrific example of humanity that should just be forgotten about entirely, consigned to the dustbin of history. They get fan clubs. They get to, become these sort of horrible celebrities, despite the horrific things they've done. They're not serial killers, obviously. They're just allegedly. They did things allegedly. Our legal department is just on tenterhooks right now.
Our lawyer did leave us recently.
Our lawyer left us.
Connor's still here though.
But what I mean to say is like, there's, where does the line go from like, oh, this is a packaged thing in the past. This is an event that happened entirely out of my sphere. And then there's also the shit that's still happening today and affecting us today. Where's that line for you?
I think whether or not it was premeditated. And I think depending on like manslaughter, maybe not true crime. Murder, true crime.
Interesting. Okay, so you're looking, really getting into the
actual, like the psychology of the criminal mind.
Got it. So Kyle Rittenhouse,
that one
as a true crime, not a serial killer, as a true crime thing. Like the child was driven by a helpful parent to arrest him.
That one's tough because like yes, awful, horrible. And our country had something to do with that. The forces of our government had something to do with that. And so that almost feels like it's so... Fun isn't the right word, but that one's just so depraved.
Fun? Did you say fun?
Like, not fun. Like, when I say fun, I don't mean I take an active joy out of it.
That was a wild adjective.
I meant in terms of like, there's no puzzle. There's no,
got it.
There's no, just, it's so dirty. It is what it is. And you know exactly what happened and why. Whereas I think in the case of like, there's a big documentary on Netflix right now called, I actually don't know what it's called, but it's about Mackenzie Shirilla, who is this teenage girl who killed her boyfriend and his friend by driving a vehicle 100 miles an hour into a building.
I hate it.
And her lawyers, they, pled that she had fallen asleep at the wheel or blacked out at the wheel and that the car was all wonky and it was blah, blah, blah. But this bitch hopped a curb, drove like 200 feet into a brick building, and she had passed the building the day before, clearly scouting what was going to happen. And what makes this worse is she literally, the other two died, the passengers. She lived. She was making TikTok videos from the hospital the day after her boyfriend died.
Oh, wow.
And then like 3 months later was partying at some college campus dressed like Playboy Cardi. And I think even said something to the effect of, I'm the girl who can do a ton of drugs and not die. Like,
Okay, so she is actually Erica Work. You are not.
Like, and so the psychology of this is like, whoa, she was willing to crash a car into a building and potentially kill herself.
Yeah.
And then is it true or isn't it? Because what a weird, why wouldn't you just poison him? But then all roads lead back to this was an act of premeditated murder.
Okay, so we're just really like interested in the novelty of the absolute worst person that you can find in any given moment just being terrible. That's what I'm hearing you say.
No, it's the what makes people do it's the study. I suppose it's like, what does she have? What is her
a Protestant
personality?
work ethic? No fucking clue. She's got narcissistic personality disorder.
Exactly.
Something.
Exactly.
But what does that drive to pathologize? What is that, if for you specifically? Why? What itch does that tickle for you to be like, I need to figure out what she has?
Because it's a corner of humanity we have yet to point out or yet to examine.
Oh, I don't think that's true at all. I think we've examined it quite exhaustively.
In what way?
I mean, there's YouTube documentaries all over about Casey Anthony, about whoever else, every last horrible person, and then
This is a 17-year-old girl who killed 2 people and the day after was posting photos of herself. I'm not worshiping her, and I'm not saying we should like give. And the sad thing is I don't even know the names of the victims, but I know her name. And so now she's become a celebrity fixture, and I can acknowledge my part in that of being like, that's sad. But I am fascinated, I suppose, at the idea that this tiny little 17-year-old is capable of so much evil, and what happened to where she got there. And in this case, it's so clearly social media, because if you investigate even further, she thought she was a celebrity. Prior to the killing of these 2 people, she was posting videos of herself with all this cash. She was, I guess, selling drugs. She was addicted to the image of being bad.
Oh, okay.
And so she was living this sort of like half like suburban white girl, and then half like, I'm like a gangster who's like, you don't want to mess with me.
I'm just imagining the Cash Me Outside girl.
And how much of that, in this case specifically, is linked to how she wants others to perceive her. And I would say 100% of it is.
Okay. So, all right. So the social media aspect is what's really drawn you in.
To this story.
Yeah. And here we are on social media.
We're artists.
We make music.
We make music.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so strange. I have so little interest in the ugly details like that. Like there was,
I would never call you a curious person. It's not something I would say about you.
I remember there was that gal who convinced her boyfriend to off himself back when she had the eyebrows. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
She very much had there was an element of her where she wanted to present herself. Oh, I mean, maybe where I draw the line and like where I care and don't care, Anna Delvey. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got nothing but time for it. I'm building a foundation. I love that. If she was killing people, like I would lose all interest. I'm like, no, I'm just sad.
Yeah.
And now I'm just bummed out. All these people are dead. And she's, the weird made up accent isn't charming anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's so strange because like there's still again, getting back to the Ryan Murphy of it all, that is where you start to see people emulate the bad behavior I say bad behavior, murder is the behavior. Like, where does that start? Because not everybody's going to reach for the most extreme option.
Yeah.
The most extreme choice, which is like drive through a wall with 2 people in the car. But people are going to start like inching down that garden path. Where do you see people behaving?
And I would say, like, specifically, I brought her up because I do think she probably took in media, whether it be through music or a Ryan Murphy show, and then thought to herself, like, we are now in a culture where I think people are doing this for fame or for infamy.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever follow Johnny Somali, the case of Johnny Somali? He no murders. He's just an awful streamer, American born, from what I understand. And he would go to Japan and Israel and South Korea and just be an utter fucking clown. Like, he would play loud music on the subway. He was sitting next to a Japanese man live streaming himself, and he just keeps saying Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. And the people on the train didn't speak English enough. When he would yell at them, they just hear the names of the cities. Be like, we'll do it again. He just made a nuisance of himself. He got the shit kicked out of him in Korea all the time because he just showed up and everybody hated him so much.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, like, I mean, he's in prison now in Korea because he defiled the Comfort Women Monument in Seoul, which you don't fucking do. Like, that's its whole other sad story. But he just was twerking on statues dedicated to women who were, enslaved by the Japanese army. Real bummer. And people in Korea were hunting him down. Like, people would just show up and beat the shit out of him. And I got to tell you, really rewarding to watch. Really, really, really
You know who I'm picturing in my head?
Who?
Do you remember that animal that was on the train in Japan?
No.
When we were leaving Tokyo
Oh
to go
my
to our
God.
airport hotel, and he kept clearing his throat and sneezing and just...
No, this streamer I'm talking about, 10 times worse than
I
that
believe
man.
it.
Anyway, so where I'm getting to is I'm on that flip side where the social media streaming of it all is like, because he is one of the worst people, I loved watching horrible things happen to him. And so watching there's an extended series of videos where he's out in the street and people just come up and fucking clock him, and he deserves it because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm complicit in the thing because I would absolutely click on a video titled Johnny Somali gets his head knocked off by angry Korean.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. I would smash that like button. I'd want to see it. And it's because it's happening to a horrible person, an objectively horrible person who, I hope goes on a healing journey or whatever. But,
Right.
Does that factor into your true crime at all? Do you?
I'm thinking closer about faith and spirituality. And I think, no, what? You're such a dick.
I did not know where that statement was going. And I was
about to be very poignant.
I'm so sorry. Please keep going.
I think growing up, and I think if you grow up in a religious household, I know you guys worship Satan in your home, but I think you're supposed to trust in the divine. And so I think I'd be curious, and I don't have, I guess, a hard stance on this, but I would be curious if the rise of true crime and the people who are interested in true crime are because there's no explanation for it most of the time other than just pure evil. And there isn't... These horrible things happen, but they weren't supposed to in the name of God's green earth.
Interesting. So people watch true crime like you do, which is to find all the pieces and see how it fits together because it doesn't fit with their understanding of the world as a fundamental.
And so it's not like I'm not proud of the fact that I'm interested in it because I do think I'm probably contributing to the celebrity culture of these terrible people. And I will say I am interested because I don't get it and I'm bewildered. I would say I'm bewildered most of the time.
By the crimes.
And even just the arrogance of thinking you can get away with it. Another classic example. And two, I think, I'm more interested, I think, in female killers than male killers because the men are always the pigs that fuck with kids or families or whatever. But there's another case. Her name was Kaitlin Armstrong.
Okay.
This was a huge trial, probably 3 or 4 years ago, because she killed a professional cyclist. And the professional cyclist was a female who was dating her estranged boyfriend. But the estranged boyfriend, I think, from what I'm gathering, was still fucking Kaitlin. And so the cyclist came into town. Kaitlin, I guess, went to the cyclist's place that she was staying, shot her, and then left. But then ring cam footage showed Caitlin's vehicle driving by the place the day before, to see yep, this is where she's staying. And so then the police took her in, they fucked up her Miranda rights. And so that allowed Kaitlin to leave the police station. It also allowed Kaitlin time to get her sister's passport, go to the airport, fly to Colombia.
Oh.
Once in Colombia, she got plastic surgery done to where her face was different than it was before. Oh. And so this bitch was not only did she do it, she knew she got caught and she tried to flee from the consequences. So she gets found 3 months later in Colombia. It took months to track this girl down. They fly her back to the States. She's held in some, detention center prison. There's footage of her trying to run away. She tried to escape. Or no, they took her to a hospital visit, and there's footage of her trying to run away from the hospital.
What are you gonna do?
And her
the
injury,
dog's just gonna run.
her injury, she gave herself. Like, it was an actual injury. She like fucked with her leg or her knee or something.
Well, that was dumb if you're trying to run away. You can't cap yourself in the knee, kids.
And so the fascination isn't of the horrible act, I suppose, but it's like, and if you looked at this girl, she seemingly had it all put together. Like, pretty girl, had a lot of shit going for her. She taught yoga. And so that juxtaposition of like, wait, you're teaching namaste, but then you're shooting another girl right in the fucking head.
People do that, yeah.
For a flop?
I know. That's for a man.
And then I was raised to be like, there's a reason, there's a plan. God's like looking out for you. It's like my yoga teacher could shoot me in the fucking head.
Yeah, there's no plan. There's no.
And I hear how negative that sounds to me, but I'm like, this is life.
You can play by the rules. You can do everything right and still lose. Okay.
And that's what Joel Osteen's too scared to say.
Joel, friend of the pod. Kenneth Copeland, love ya. Come sit on the couch. We'll talk. Yeah. I again, it's so funny because like I simply just do not find any of those questions interesting.
Again, I don't think you're very curious.
I'm curious about insects. Yeah. Oh, you know what I fucking love? Okay, speaking of curiosity, there's a place in Tennessee and all over this country. I think this is the one I went, called a body farm, where I think it's attached to a university, but they do forensic entomology using donated cadavers. And so they leave these bodies out in various conditions and places, like either under a tarp or buried in cement or whatever else. And then they're able to study how a body decomposes in different circumstances. Like, some of them are just left out in the open so that critters can get at them. Others are sort of covered up so that the birds won't get. Incredible. Super interesting. Also a super bummer because obviously like this is casework or like study that is put towards the solution of old murders, of cold cases and stuff like that. But I'm curious about things.
And two, I also find the back to the legal part of it all, if they would have just read her Miranda rights, that would have saved them so much time, because not only did she flee and, it took time for her to get into custody, that then delayed the court hearings.
Yeah.
Which is so much more suffering for the family of the deceased.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're waiting on the police to do the right thing.
And
you're waiting on them to do their job right.
Speaking of the family of the deceased, I watched like the court hearing where the family got to like talk to Kaitlin, the murderer, and they forgave her on the stand and prayed for her. And whether or not you believe in Christianity, that is an act of strength that like I don't yet possess, because I haven't had to deal with something as tragic. And like, I will say, as corny as it may seem, anytime there's that instance, like I'm sobbing,
really
crying.
Oh, that is so foreign to me. It's just such a completely incomprehensible thing to me. And I know exactly the moment you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
And then,
I'm not the one.
Well, and then the opposite, like with the Mackenzie Shirilla trial. And again, I watched both of these recently on that YouTube channel. I was up until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
He's been recently laid off.
But Mackenzie Shirilla, her family, the mom went up there and was like, she's not a bad person. I'm just asking that you guys understand that, and just totally foot in the mouth. And again, you have to feel for her because her daughter's going to prison and killed 2 people. And also like, maybe don't try to like do PR for her while she's on trial for murder.
Pretty demonstrably a bad person.
And the victims' families are in the courtroom. Like this is the worst day, one of the worst days of their life.
That makes me think of that. Do you remember the case of Ethan Couch?
Mm-mm.
He's he must have been something like maybe in his 20s at the time. He killed people while driving drunk, and his lawyers or his parents, he grew up wealthy, and his parents made the case, this is where we got the term affluenza, where he grew up so rich that he didn't understand actions and consequences, and therefore, please don't throw him in prison for killing people because he was just too rich. And then he and his mother, they fled Texas for Mexico, and there was a big chase, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that type of like, he's not a bad person. I'm like, he's a bad person. That person's a bad person. They have done bad things. There is, the only way out is like to come back from this is, I don't know, the rest of your life in prison where you don't get to be in the general population anymore. Probably. I don't know. And then it's just insult to injury that they're probably going to get fan mail in the jail.
But then what I think is fascinating is that term affluenza.
Yeah.
Like, was that coined because of that, or is this and so that's something where we actually are able to learn so we can maybe prevent it from happening. That's a tough example, but I think about like the Miranda rights, back to Kaitlin Armstrong. That's a really good opportunity for police officers to be like, we can't fuck this up. Or like Mackenzie Shirilla, like, okay, we actually do need to figure out how we deal with social media with juveniles who are very impressionable.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, I agree with you 100%. This is valuable learning. What's the word? Teachable moments. A lesson. There's always a lesson in there. I think we're pretty, as a culture, resistant to lessons in any way, shape, or form. There's no way that we're going to learn any of these lessons in time for whatever.
No, but I think we need to document it.
Sure. I mean,
I don't know that it needs to be public consumption in the i.e. way of a Netflix Ryan Murphy special where,
God.
we're empathizing with the killer, but I think examining it, which is why I love body cam footage, because it is what it is.
Yeah.
You can obviously edit it together to where there's a biased narrative.
Yeah.
But
my favorite part of body cam footage is when the cop turns it off, turns it back on, and everything's different. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That got dark. Sorry. The subject is just such a, I guess, like, I'm trying to think of who, again, women consume true crime in a way that's a lot more of like, oh, I need to study up so I don't end up like this. But then there's the Ryan Murphy fanboys who are like, I love this. This is so camp. And that I don't, like, I remember watching Ratchet, the minis, and maybe just because I've been institutionalized, it really spoke to me. Hated every second of it. Mm-hmm. It was so profoundly schlocky and awful, and especially the character, like the multiple personality disorder. I was like, not only do we have a reheated multiple personality disorder stock character, she's also a black woman.
Yeah,
where like we definitely do not need another character thrown on the heap there, and she's also physically violent.
What is such a bummer about that show, like all of that aside, is the IP it's working from, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, is amazing.
Yeah, also I watched that after Ratchet.
Yeah,
I did not think Nurse Ratchet was that horrible. Watching it.
Oh no.
I did not think she was this unbelievable.
You mean she's making them follow rules and a schedule, and they don't get to do whatever the fuck they want?
Yeah.
That's how you know, like, men really fucking suck.
I was astounded when I finished watching One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Like, I was supposed to really hate this woman. What?
No, she literally, that's the whole like laugh of it all. But I think part of why we hate her so much too is Jack Nicholson's just like so charismatic. Like, he just is very rootable, sure, especially in that era.
Yeah, it was a mind fuck. I really came away from it. It was like, oh my God, I'm one of the bad guys.
What's incredible too is that actress at the time, Louise Fletcher, she was like kind of a hot commodity. She won an Oscar for that role. She was cast to be in Nashville, which was being filmed at the same time, but she took Cuckoo's Nest. She should have been in more stuff, but because that character was so hated, she just got typecast as this horrible, icy villain, and so she could never escape it.
Oh, that reminds me of Anna Gunn from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, same thing.
Like, that was just...
Hold on, she's disappointed her husband's a fucking drug dealer?
Yeah, right.
And killer?
She ruins all our fun. Like,
what a cunt.
Oh my God.
It's like, and even The Sopranos, Edie Falco like has an affair with someone, and James Gandolfini's character is like all mad at her. He was fucking girls all the time.
Yeah, I see. I can do fictional crime, and that's the podcast. That's it.
It's like, okay.
When it's the true stuff, it just I get too sad.
It's yeah. I think too. Are you much of like I hate injustice? And so part of it too is
And
why
the color chartreuse.
and again, maybe I need to stop defending it. Maybe I should just admit like it's all very stupid and maybe small town of me to care about the gossip of it all. But I also feel like I need to see justice through. I need to see that the bad guys lost.
Sure. Especially
Because-
in this moment, in this American moment, I understand that need very, very keenly. Maybe the question is, how does one consume or learn about the thing without it becoming sensationalist? How do you engage with it
I think I
without...
get what you're saying, because it's almost like we're being manipulated into feeling like we have stakes in the matter.
Yeah. I mean, how is it that I can learn about Dahmer without giving Ryan Murphy money? Like, do I have to pay Ryan Murphy to learn about Dahmer?
Sure.
Do I owe him 5 cents every time I say his name? Like, I wish I didn't. I wish there was a way that I could do this in a much less emotionally manipulated manner.
And back to my initial statement of like seeing justice through to like understanding like, yeah, that's a part of the game so that people can continue to sell papers. They want you to believe that so that you keep coming back.
Sure.
And you follow the case.
Yeah. Maybe the other thing is I don't have that conception of like there's got to be a plan or there's got to like it's all got to work out at some point.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
And I think that's it too. People are like, the story's not over unless the ending's happy, but
No, not even close.
No.
Like, there's a list out there. There's a lot of names on that list, and not a single one of them has really experienced any repercussions for it.
what do you mean? I don't think I follow.
How nice it must be to be you. You know, the list that came from all the people on the island.
Oh, sorry. That like went weird over my head.
That list, yeah.
Yeah. Well. What is your personality disorder?
Borderline, obviously.
Describe that.
I'm very hot and cold. I'm very
You?
black and white in my thinking sometimes.
I don't think anyone's ever called you hot.
You dirty bird. You stop that right now. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm very easily able to someone who was good to me, if they have a major misstep, it's very easily for me brainily to be like, oh, you are cut the fuck out. I'm unfollowing you. We are cutting off all contact. I would not give a single shit if I never saw you again.
Even if they invite you to a party that you decline. You decline and you go, nope.
Yeah, that's for sure. My personality disorder is borderline. And I'm not medicated. You know, what's your disorder? And you can't say web toes.
That's not a disorder. That's my moneymaker.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
next month.
Oh God. My disorder. A hybrid of like, I mean, it's boring. It's anxiety, OCD.
Garden variety manic depressive. Tedious, very tedious.
I'm more anxiety. Like when I'm not doing well, like depression is like someone described it as like they sleep. I like don't sleep, which is anxiety.
Uh-huh.
Like I try to fix it. I try to like, oh,
Sure,
I'm
sure.
uncomfortable. I got to
Do you
be
get panic attacks?
No.
Oh.
I'm
Stolen valor.
What's funny is I'm like, I hear what some people call panic attacks, and I'm like, you're just a baby. So maybe.
I think your personality disorder is not caring much. I
care too much.
I think you just don't really. I think you're just not very empathetic.
Girl, please.
Okay, I just had a thought. Serial killers that I adore: Hannibal Lecter.
Fictional ones.
Fictional. I can get down with a fictional serial killer if the character's got panache.
Aileen Wuornos was probably the first time.
Sound like it's alien.
Do you know Aileen?
Eileen.
Oh, is it Aileen?
It's Eileen.
But it's spelled with A-I. Aileen?
Eileen. Yeah.
Aileen?
Aileen. No. Aileen Wuornos.
Viewers, tell us.
This
is your name Aileen?
Anyway, Aileen Wuornos. Go
Aileen
on.
Wuornos.
She's not fictional.
Real, but I first discovered her through the movie Monster, which
Charlize
of course
Theron.
Charlize Theron. Excellent performance, excellent movie. Yeah. But that was an instance too where I was like, whoa, system failures can lead to evil as well. And like her being a product of just like an overarching system like that. But I was 12 or something when I was like, oh, like, and maybe it's too simple and maybe she's just an evil witch. But like, this person who was thrown aside potentially fucking could have died at the hands of a man. She self-defense the first time. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she's become a cult figure in that way because she's, if you look at her through a certain lens, she's not even remotely close to the monster that, I don't know if I hold with all that. She still killed a lot of people.
Totally.
That's bad. You probably shouldn't kill people. I think that's pretty solid.
And even if those men, were awful to her or harmful and it was really self-defense, it's like self-defense every single time. Like, it's like you still at one point got like a liking to it.
She's got a taste for it now. He'll never stop. See, it all comes back to Silence of the Lambs. I just love it. I just love it. Yeah. Maybe that's where I draw the line. I don't like true crime. I can do fictional crime.
Yeah. Although I will say, Hannibal Lecter, yes. Buffalo Bill, no.
Oh, interesting.
Buffalo Bill's scary.
Why is that? Is it because he's one of the dolls? I'm sorry. It's June. I'm sorry. Say more.
There was no sophistication to him. There was no quippy. And I think Anthony Hopkins is obviously like legendary, can read the phone book, and I would be interested. He, like, when he's laughing at the end there, like there was a total disregard for anything having been wrong. And like he knew he got caught and still was like, he was just so unsophisticated.
Okay, so you need the stock killer to be of a patrician sort aristocratic background.
Maybe I just need it to be like haze-coated gay villain.
Yeah, I think that's what you're
like Claude Rains from Notorious, just like faggoty and
Scar from The Lion King.
Yeah. Maybe I need my villains just to be gay.
I think more villains should be gay.
Lindsey Graham.
Divide, and the amount of people he's killed.
Yeah,
just must be stopped.
Yeah.
We really need to get legal back.
This is all the public domain, baby.
Oh God, it's fair use. He's a public figure. Lindsey Graham, you can go fuck yourself. If I don't say it enough, if I've said it once, I've said it at least 3 times a day. Do not care for Lindsey Graham. That photo of him between those 2 sweaty studs at the UFC thing.
I've never seen anything gayer. And to be clear, I've watched gay porn.
He was happy as a clam. He was just like a pig in shit.
He looked like smitten. Like it was giving like 7th grade boy who's like next to like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Do you know what I mean?
Precisely what I was going to say.
It literally was so...
yeah, that was incredible.
So that's right. Oh my gosh, Dale, let's plug our show.
Oh yeah, well, it's going to be after the fact.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
we saw you on the road.
We saw you on the road. Minneapolis, we'll see you in a couple days, or I guess when this podcast airs, we'll have seen you.
We'll have seen you, Minneapolis. It'll have been a darling time. St. Paul will have seen you too. Yeah, stay black.
This is the worst one we've ever done.
This is the worst one we've ever done. Okay, bye.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show.